Hello guys, and welcome to this lecture on giving you an overview of using some basic statistical procedures using SAS. So it's just really an introduction, not extensive at all, okay? Just to give you a flavor. So we start off with proc univariate. It's one of the most often used stats procedures. It's particularly useful for data exploration, and as the name says, do use it for a single variable. It's very similar in nature to say proc means or proc summary. However, it does give you a lot more information. So you can get information on the quantiles of your data. You can get some extreme observations, which is particularly useful if you want to inspect for outliers and clean out or winsorize, if you know that expression, your data. You can get some moments, you can get some tests for normality. If you don't know what that means, don't worry, but it's really useful, if you want to just get some stats out of your data. Okay. Now, in terms of categorical data, proc-frac really is a very handy procedure. It's basically also very used if you want to understand two-way or three-way interactions, because basically, and this is something we haven't covered so far, proc-frac also actually allows you to cross-tabulate your data in a two-way or even three-way manner. Okay, so there you go, an example of it. Proc-frac really is, especially if you're talking about categorical data, it's very useful to understand the different occurrences of each particular combination of your categorical variables. Okay, so very useful in this particular case. Proc-core, as the name says, it basically computes correlations. Now, if you don't know what a correlation is, don't worry, but it's just basically a way to specify the degree of association between two variables. So zero correlation means no association between those variables, whilst 1 means a very strong or almost perfect association. Okay, linear association. So there are different ways of types of correlation, different ways of measuring that correlation. So you've got the Pearson correlation, the Spearman, the Ofting, or the Kendall. So quite a few different ways of doing this. And proc-core, which we'll cover in the hands-on session, allows you to measure these and to calculate these. Okay, so very useful procedure. Another one, especially if you're talking about simple regression models, is proc-reg. Okay, use it to fit those models using least squares. It's important to know that it's part of the SAS stat module, and this is licensed separately to your base SAS. So that's why during the introduction I told you that would be useful if you also had access to the stat module of SAS. Okay, so this module has lots of different features for doing statistical calculations. Okay, proc-reg is also capable of dealing with multiple variables in model selection methods, i.e., backward or forward elimination or what have you. Okay. Finally, we've got proc-ANOVA. So the ones of you that know this statistical technique, it stands for analysis of variance. In this case, we can use it to do analysis of variance between balanced samples. It's also part of the SAS stat module, and it really comes packed with lots of comparison tests that you can run. So these comparison tests allowing you to understand what's the degree of significance between any two comparisons or multiple comparisons for that matter that you are working out. Okay, so very useful again if you want to compare, say, populations, whether it be stores or individuals. The ANOVA procedure really comes in handy, and there's lots of output generated from it. So that's pretty much it. It was just a quick overview. So I will see you in the next lecture, guys.